Welcome to Pokenronpa, a fan-made game made in RPGMaker MV combining Pokemon and Danganronpa. This is a project I've been working on by myself for about a year. And after all that work, the prologue is finally available to play for free by clicking the link in the description. If any of you are unfamiliar with Danganronpa, let me quickly explain the premise. Danganronpa is a murder mystery visual novel game released in 2010. 15 high school students get trapped inside of a school with no way of escape. They are then told that they have been recruited to participate in a killing game where if one of them wants to escape, they'll have to commit murder on one of their fellow high school students. If a murder occurs, the students will get a chance to investigate the scene to determine who the murderer is. If they correctly identify them, then the murderer is executed. If they choose wrong, it's execution for everyone else besides the culprit. Pokenronpa takes this premise and puts a Pokemon-themed spin to it. In Pokenronpa, you play as Auron, a shiny Riolu who suddenly wakes up in an unfamiliar location with no memory as to how he got there. Not only does he discover that he's somehow evolved into a Lucario, but that he's not alone. He is one of 16 shiny Pokemon who all seem to have dropped into the same exact situation. No memory, no idea how they evolved, nothing. One explanation later, and they are brought into a killing game of their own, led by a shiny Mew. Join Auron, Mozilla, Alpha, and many of the other shiny Pokemon in this murder mystery as they try to navigate their new enclosure, trying to figure out where they are, how to escape, and by any means necessary, resist the temptation of murder. After all, it's in a Pokemon's nature to KO, not kill. Right? If you're a Pokemon fan or a Danganronpa fan, I really think you'll like this game. That said, you don't actually need to know anything about Danganronpa to play. The game will be careful to guide you along with the rules as you go, so you won't feel lost at any point. And if you're not a Pokemon fan, I don't really know what you're doing here, to be honest. But hey, maybe you'll enjoy the game anyway. Please play it, it's fun. As the game continues to update, every chapter that gets released will be absolutely free to play. And then when the game is finally done and fully released, it too will be completely free to play. The game is free, that's what I'm trying to say here. If you want to support this project, there's a number of ways you can. The first is to join the Patreon. I've made a couple of tiers that have their own respective rewards that I think will give you a lot as far as bonus content. Things like update on game progress, behind the scenes stuff, community polls, and many others. I've made a separate video that goes into more detail about the Patreon, so if you want to watch that, feel free to look in the description or in the annotation over here so you can learn exactly what comes with each tier of Patreon. Another way to stay updated is just to subscribe. Anytime I have a huge update to share with you guys, including chapter updates, I'll make sure to make a video so that you can stay informed and know exactly what's going on in the game. I'll also be taking advantage of the community posts in case you want to know that way as well. I'll also be posting the updates on social media, primarily on Blue Sky, but also on Twitter if that's really all you've got. As of right now, only the prologue is ready to play. I'm working as hard as I can on chapter 1, but it's quite the endeavor. It's not really that close to completion because it is easily the longest bit of writing I'll have to do for this project. Chapter 1 accounts for exploring the entire rest of the map as well as all of the free time event dialogue, so it's going to be a while before I finish writing it. Sit tight, be patient, I'll work through it all eventually. I'm hoping this is the longest update between chapters, but you never really know. I want to make a big disclaimer that absolutely nothing in this game, including the prologue itself that you're seeing here, is final. Everything from the story, the dialogue, the environments, the opening video, and even the portrait art itself is subject to change. I may even redo the prologue entirely some point, and if that happens, you'll be the first to know, and I'll make sure to update you on all the progress as I go along. I do want to touch on one final thing, which is the art. I made a full video on this subject already that you can watch here, but the long and short of it is that I am not an artist. And I acknowledge that many things in the prologue don't really look the best that they could. I'm ultimately a one-man wrecking crew with this project, and I'm working as hard as I can to make the art as decent to look at as possible, even if it's not perfect. But that said, if you're an artist interested in becoming Pokenronpa's official portrait artist, feel free to reach out to me by DMing me on Blue Sky, or Twitter if you must, or by emailing me at pokenronpagame@gmail.com. Make sure to include references to your work, as well as let me know what you're interested in working on. But yeah, that's all for now. I really hope that you enjoy Pokenronpa. If you do like the game, please share it as much as you possibly can. Any and all support would be hugely appreciated. Tweet about it, post about it, live stream it, record yourself playing it on YouTube, and make sure to @me so I can watch. This game is so far from over, and I can't wait to share with you what I have planned going forward. Thank you all so much, and have a great day.